Yeah.
Greetings, everyone. My name is Mkhwanazi and welcome to another episode of Dizzy World. First of all, let me thank all those who are supporting and subscribing to the channel. Thank you. Much appreciated. I think a lot of people by now have heard about Madlanga Commission and General Mkwanazi, where he is dropping some nuclear bombs. And day one of the commission, day one of Madlanga Commission has concluded on the 17th of September 2025, focusing mainly that day on policy and policing in the South African Police Service, that is the SAPS. The question was the decision by the Minister of Police, Mr. Senzo Mchunu, to disestablish or to disband the political killings task team in KwaZulu-Natal, an exercise of his powers under the Constitution, and whether that can be reviewed on the basis of legality. And this question was asked by Justice Madlanga as to where the minister derived his powers from in relation to the disbandment of the political killings task team. The question is whether this is an exercise of policy, or whether the minister is using his powers in the daily operations of the South African Police Service. And in his reply, General Mkhwanazi has told the Commission that in relation to the political killings task team, those are operational matters of the South African Police Service, SAPS. So this is very important. He also told the Commission that the constitutional provisions that give the minister powers, that is Section 206, specifically subsection 1, which stipulates that a member of National Assembly or a cabinet minister will have the powers to direct policy of the South African Police Service, versus Section 207, subsection 2 of the Constitution, which stipulates that the National Commissioner will direct and also control and manage the workings of the SAPS. Now, is that directive by Senzo Mchunu a breach of those separation of powers principle as stipulated by National Police Commissioner Fani Masemola in his papers before the High Court just last week? Masemola argued that the minister can direct policy, but in terms of how and when that directive is exercised must be left to Masemola as the National Police Commissioner. And good people, please, let's not forget to like, share, comment down below, and subscribe to the channel. And let's continue. Now, coming to day 2, General Mkhwanazi has laid the foundation for what the political killings task team is and what he believes to be the reasons for its disbandment and the consequent impact of the disbandment. He tried to show an exercise of getting the commission and the public at large to connect the dots in these various instances, which he says related to a common theme, which is to frustrate the work of the political killings task team, as well as the overall work of administrating justice to South Africans in order to allow for this organized crime syndicate to thrive. Essentially, what he has been able to show is that he goes through each state institution. He accused the business community of working with criminals. And of course, the criminal justice system suffers as a result. He dropped some names of MPs, National Colored Congress leader Fadiel Adams and DA Kola Barnett, accusing them of reckless handling of classified information, something that can have negative implications on the state secrets and ongoing cases. Apparently, Adams was working with the police minister, Senzo Mchunu, to frustrate the work of political killings task team. Adams laid non-complaints with funds being used towards the political killings task team, doing this because they were investigating the cartels. Kola Barnett, on the other hand, also attempted to frustrate the work of political killings task team, specifically mentioning General Dumisani Khumalo of Crime Intelligence. Mkhwanazi accusing her of part of overall efforts to stop investigations of drug cartels. And then he moved to Brown Mkhwanazi, an alleged Senzo Mchunu, Minister of Police associate, and how Ket Matlala linked to crime syndicates enjoyed too much privilege from law enforcement agencies, that is registering Matlala's personal vehicles, done personally by Deputy Chief Police Officer in Ekurhuleni. Too much privilege for an ordinary citizen, and the legislation guides who can drive around with blue lights, something that is afforded only to law enforcement agencies and not ordinary citizens. He went further to accuse a JMPD, that is Johannesburg Metro Police Department officer, of misusing state resources to assist a murder accused, Katiso KT Molefe, including renewing his vehicle licenses in return for personal favors. And day 3, Brown Mkhwanazi was the subject of discussion early that morning. Mkhwanazi produced WhatsApp messages showing that Brown Mkhwanazi was getting access to police information. Mkhwanazi was in conversation with the Minister of Police, Senzo Mchunu, as well as criminals like Ket Matlala, making promises of disestablishment or disbandment of the KwaZulu-Natal police killings task team. And this communication happened on the 31st of December 2024, where he said to Ket Matlala, "Today is D-Day, and Ket Matlala should stand back." The very same day that Senzo Mcunu's letter was signed. So how did Brown Mkhwanazi know about what was going to happen, and also said that they are bringing 121 case dockets to KwaZulu-Natal, to Sibiya, and a couple of months later, Sibiya wrote a letter that the dockets must come to him. Brown Mkhwanazi already knew what was going to happen, and also went on to say the presidency was interfering in police matters to benefit a private company and a minerals giant, Richards Bay Minerals, or RBM. And this is a problem for the presidency. And some even say they will have to clarify this, or they will have to testify in the commission, in the Madlanga commission, as to who in the presidency, in the office, was interested in trying to assign police officers and get a budget for only one mine company, not the entire industry. Media also came up that there were certain journalists who were used to push a certain agenda, of senior police officers who he says were protecting crime syndicates in the country. General Sibiya has also been accused of taking millions of bribes and also being friends with criminals. Example being a Nigerian drug lord who was claiming to be friends with General Sibiya on a national television. And this is the real mess. This is the real mess. Not the one Mkwanazi was accused of by a certain politician in parliament. Now, I'm not sure if President Mkwanazi is done yet, but what was clear that he was well prepared. And good people, this is how we come to the end of today's episode. Please like, share, click the notification bell, comment down below, and subscribe to the channel. And see you in the next video. Cheers. Adios.